how do I even set this up? I almost don't need to set this up. What I am about to show you. This is a like 27-second teaser trailer for the hilarity that ensued. To just set us in the mood. And this, of course, was made for TikTok. So again, like the very first thing we watched today, it has the windowed sort of view here. This is their teaser of what we're about to watch. And it is fucking beautiful. So we're just going to watch the teaser as an introduction to the full segment. So here it goes. Are we ready? Menzies in the chat for this, I guess, is the appropriate response.
Menzies against the wall for this.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go.
Hey, this is assault. I'm on a sidewalk. What is this? You cannot touch me.
Incredible.
It's the best fundraising moment they've ever had.
Jody, can you check your phone and then DM me on Discord the token to log in?
Yes.
Twitch? Thank you.
I will also say.
Stop the stream. We need to get the Arkansas thing going.
Oh,
yeah, this is the most important thing. I don't give a shit about whatever happens to David.
All I have to say with the David thing, we'll watch the throw again. We're gonna watch a lot of the throwing him against the wall tonight. This is how we're gonna end it. Merry Christmas, Menzies against the wall, all right? But it sounds, and we'll watch the full clip when it's done. But it almost sounds like they inputted the "Are you kidding me?" from when he was arrested, when he was doing the same shit to Ron McClain. It almost like it's almost identical to the same intonation.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. It's like, is it just the exact same audio, or is that he just sounds like the exact same all the time when he gets a what is this?
Yeah, it's the "what is this?" He doesn't say the "are you kidding?" or like we'll hear it again, but he says something that's almost identical to like our follow thing.
Sidewalk. What is this?
Yeah, what is this? Are you guys kidding me? What is this? It's like the exact same intonation. And it almost sounds like the audio shifts too. Listen to it.
Sidewalk. What is this? You cannot crush me.
Like,
you cannot crush me. Proceeds to get crushed.
No, you can't touch. I thought you said you cannot touch me.
Well,
either way,
that's factually incorrect because they are clearly touching him.
Same difference.
Demonstrably wrong. Demonstrably
this is where my mom would say, "You mean you may not touch me?"
So, I don't know. I think some of you have watched already. So don't play the game if you've already seen this. But I am curious. What do we think he's being thrown on the wall for? Do we have any guesses?
I have not watched this, and
no.
I have no guesses, but he
Tax
probably
fraud.
deserved.
Tax fraud. Oh my god.
Arkansas trutherism.
Arkansas trutherism. Okay, that's good. Harassing customer service. You know what? That is probably the closest to being true, given like his history. But it is not true in this moment. But it should be. You know, if the LCBO staff did this to David, I'd be totally for it. The other,
you know, private rights or private property rights.
So I guess we'll just leave it there. We don't know what it had something to do around. I guess the context here is it's Trudeau's bodyguards, right? So he was trying to do something with Trudeau, and that sort of like led to what's going on here. So then the thing is, of course, they're the Rebel News, so they were wanting to do an ambush question at Trudeau. That's usually their gimmick. So the other thing that I want us to think about is, what do we think about like what question do you think was so pertinent that he needed to ask Trudeau that it was worth him being shoved against a wall? That's
How
the
big
other.
Is your penis?
Uh,
I love that you immediately banned that person.
That account was created 8 minutes ago.
Yeah, I
so
know.
Jeez, and fun ones.
And their name itself is pretty transphobic. And all they did was ask about China. I just thought that was hilarious. That was sufficient. Oh my! Why did they do that? But you heard it there. What is this? What is this? So I guess they did us a favor. There you go.
Thank you for the follow, like, and subscribe on YouTube. Click the bell to get notifications when new videos are posted. Thank you.
So I want you to think. I just have in your head. What did he need? He needed to ask Trudeau. Okay. So now we're gonna watch the sort of more polished piece that they produced, and again, this is done because they want the donations. This is all hype so that they could get donations. This is what we're here for. You know, they've waited for these kind of moments all the time, so they can get a response. Now, and this one has been watched 21,000. So let's do this first before we watch it, because it's interesting. They released 2 videos. Okay.
Ezra.
Oh my god.
Wait, what?
Okay, we'll get to it. So the first video is a shocking Rebel News journalist assaulted by Trudeau's bodyguards. This has been viewed 113,000 times. This is their most viewed video, I think, since they released the documents on China, that like there was the secret military winter training shit. Like no other video of theirs breaches even close to 100K. So it's clear that they do this specifically to get a rise, to get traffic. That is all that's going on here. We know that. It's obvious, okay? But here's the thing. We're not going to watch the video that got 100K. And the reason why is it's mostly Ezra. It's kind of boring. And all the choice cuts are in the next video, which also has a higher than normal view. It's 22,000 views. And that, again, like most of the videos, we got 1K, 7K, 4K, 2K, 8K, 2K, 1K. Oh, 15K was the little promo shot that we just watched. And then 22K for the video that we're going to watch. And the reason we're going to watch this one is because the editing, it is so glorious. It is the most beautiful editing I've ever seen in a video. It is so cinematic. It's wonderful. So we're going to watch this one. It's the more concise. It's got every little detail is shoved all into one nice, concise video.
So we don't ask. Prior to these videos here that we're mentioning, what was the other higher view count videos you were talking about?
The only other one that I can think of that got as high as like 100K was their video. His best story he's ever released, in his own words, that's how he framed it, was this piece that they did almost a year ago. It was almost a year ago to this day, actually, because it was released like around this time, where he like broke the news that they like got secret documents about like the Chinese training in Petawawa, and therefore we were giving them the secrets of like winter warfare.
As if China, one of the oldest countries like currently standing, hasn't had winter training. Where, oh my god.
Well,
they don't have any winter areas. Nowhere in China gets cold.
Not only that, part of the conspiracy was that they needed the training so that they could fight India over the Himalayas. And it's like,
oh my god,
why would they need to come to Petawawa, just outside of Ottawa, to learn to fight over the Himalayas? And they only sent six troops came to Canada to train so they can learn our secrets of winter warfare.
Let's go halfway across the world to train in something that is on our back door. Like, oh my god.
Canada invented snow mountains. Yeah.
Speaking of India and China facing off in the Himalayas and things that happened almost a year ago, do you remember when Chinese troops and Indian troops got into like
a fist fight
and rock fights?
Oh my god.
It was like last year around this time, I think, too.
Well, no, but that's I think that was why he framed the story the way that he framed it, in terms of like China needed to learn the secrets to fight India over the Himalayas. Like
they needed to learn how to fight with more than just their fists and rocks.
No, they needed to learn how to fight with fists and rocks in the snow.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
I hope the Chinese troops use
Same,
the
Eric.
Canadian snow training well.
They did. Only
Yeah.
like 2 Chinese troops died and like 20 Indian troops died.
What they learned
I need to
was that
reread that.
you need
Oh.
extra socks. The funny thing too is like again Himalayans, Petawawa.
Yeah, like that's not even the worst winter weather you can get
Like
in
go to
Canada.
the Rockies if
I don't
you're trying
even
to
think-
think about.
Mountains? There's no mountains in Petawawa. There might be rolling hills.
Yeah, I'm not versed in like every military base that is like used for training in Canada, but I can imagine there's places in like that have like worse terrain or worse weather than Petawawa of all places.
Yeah, like I pulled up an image search here for Petawawa. Like look at this is where they came to learn the secrets of winter warfare. This
It is a nice place. Like if you've ever been, you'll go again because it's nice.
I think
Brandon brings you back.
Yep.
yeah, I think some of the image too of like the training. Oh, here's a winter pic. So we got
There we
you
go.
know, okay. I think
Hey,
the
it
image
looks
is
like every
London.
other.
I
Yeah,
know.
it looks like every other city or town in Canada with winter.
this is an
Which
aerial
is
view.
all of them.
I mean, I guess. I mean, we got some hills. Either way, I think some of the images showed them on like snowmobiles. So like that's part where they're like secrets of winter warfare.
Oh my god, they're on a skidoo.
But yeah, so consider that.
Petawawa,
Go say your
Petawawa is rated really high on military Yelp, so that's why
Military
the
Yelp.
Chinese troops just keep going back every year.
The Petawawa have a very high
Military.
social credit score.
Military
Amazing.
Yelp. Lowland,
Eric
Ontario
said, yeah.
is the best place in the world to learn super secret spy stuff. I learned that when I went to spy school, summer camp. I made so many friends. True. But like now that you've released the Canadian secrets to the world, Eric, hide.
Run.
All right, so let's see what's going on here. We're gonna get the full details, and then we'll talk about what happened to David as we go along here. But we are gonna watch this beautifully edited, phenomenal piece of theatrics here. It is fucking phenomenal. Here we go.
All right, let's go.
Ezra, I don't know what happened to Lincoln, but I just
that
got
music.
brutally assaulted by Trudeau's RCMP guys.
So
My God.
So they were RCMP. That was my first question.
yeah, there are
Is that, were
RCMP.
they like personal bodyguards who like maybe actually don't have the ability to manhandle him, or I don't know.
Can we get the breathy moaned Ezra again, please?
that was Menzies, not Ezra.
Ezra.
Yeah. So
Oh yeah, that's a sub alert now.
Oh, no.
Ezra.
but I think they're just the security detail around Trudeau. So that must mean that they're intelligence or like the equivalent of like Secret Service in the States, but they could just be RCMP, right? I think that's how we do it up here. So they
I have no idea.
so they
I'm
are
too tired to remember.
they're probably more than security guards, but they're not like uniformed RCMP officers or anything like that. Now that being said, again, you got to acknowledge the fucking amazing setup here of just like the breathiness of like David Menzies calling Ezra after he was assaulted and having that as the introduction to this video is just fucking incredible. And the music, the cinematic music.
Ezra,
Like, oh my God.
I don't know what happened to Lincoln, but I just got brutally assaulted by
humanity.
Trudeau's RCMP guys.
I am on a side. What is this? You cannot touch me.
Oh, he did say it. What is this?
They
It just comes out.
smashed my face into a wooden wall.
Is he going to be back in the blue still after this or what?
Just biking. Just fucking listen to the music cue. Like,
Oh,
it
no, I
fucking
know.
picks up as soon as they slam his face in the wood. Watch this shit.
Boom. Oh, man, I love it.
Despite being a journalist for decades.
Oh my
They brutally
God.
assaulted him despite being a journalist for decades.
The sad thing is that this music score
Sorry.
and like the words and all that are like better acting than Menzies.
Yeah.
Holy
I
fuck.
should notice.
That's the job of an editor.
Oh, I know. It is like they were like, this is our opportunity. We're not doing as well as we did last year. We need to kick it up to top notch. We need every editor on staff to fucking make the best movie that we could create before we close off this year's, to get the Christmas trickle in before we finish up.
Yeah. Whoever's doing this editing on this video is earning their paycheck. I'll give them that.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm here for it. I want my non-money's worth. Oh my God. He was treated as if he was a terrorist.
The reality is organizations
Really?
like yours that
You're using
continue
this?
to spread misinformation and
They were always going to use this. Like, this is exactly why I fucking hated this thing that Trudeau did.
I called it as soon as
Ezra.
they fucking said it.
Ezra, you had a guy on your staff and had a lot of screen time. Founded the Proud Boys.
Yeah, so I know, but like,
Oh,
treated as if he is a terrorist because he worked for a company which staffed a literal. Can we call McGuinness a terrorist? Like, if you create a terrorist organization, does that not by like transferring
Founder? It's, I don't know, it's kind of like working backwards too, because like if like they weren't designated a terrorist organization in Canada at the time, but
No, but I'm saying, can we call McGuinness terrorist?
Oh,
Can we call him a terrorist, being the person who created a terrorist organization?
I would not lose any sleep over calling Kevin McGuinness a
Oh
terrorist.
no, it's a fun it's a fun thought experiment for sure. But I think the quick answer is yes.
Well, speculating two cars, it would not be liable because I haven't officially called him a terrorist. I'm just wondering if you can, given that he created a terrorist organization. I mean,
you can do a lot of things in life. You can do many things. I think what you're hinting at is it legal?
See, I still... Sorry.
I think it might be. I think some people might refer to calling people definitively as things as "quote unquote" libel or "quote unquote" slander. I can't remember which one. So you could maybe consider if he is or is not a terrorist. Strongly consider.
Even if one were to call him one, though, I'm pretty sure you have a pretty good defense considering that he created a terrorist organization, right?
Hypothetically, hypothetically, one could in fact wonder if Kevin.
I think we're missing the forest for the trees in the fact that he stuck a dildo up his butt to own the libs.
That also
Yeah, but that
happened.
was...
Wait, what?
How it owns the libs? I do not know.
This is news to you, Muta? He did this on his own radio
Oh.
show. He
Yeah,
pulled down trout.
Yeah, there's video of it. There's a picture of it. There is audio of it.
Yep.
Presumably, he in fact did pull down his trousers and shove them up his ass.
I'm just saying it was live on his show.
This is a certainty.
And this wasn't Stephen Crowder. This was Gavin McGuinness.
This is Gavin
Yes.
McGuinness. Yep.
Oh.
But
Most base thing he ever did.
I can't even remember why it was like to own
Green
the
is
libs, but,
buffering.
like,
Yeah, it was something dumb, but yeah,
all right.
Please.
So back to this wonderfully edited thing. Yes, the Trudeau clip. But like again, like listen to the framing of the Trudeau clip over like the music as well. Like it's supposed like again, we called it when the clip released, but like we knew they were gonna do it. But then it's just incredible too, the juxtaposition here with him saying it with having the reporters being arrested for all the various shitty things that they keep doing. So
Wait,
I love that.
oh, sorry. I just wanted to pump the brakes on something too for like where we're paused at. He was treated as if he is a terrorist. I'm going to go English pedantic and say if he were a terrorist. If that's more correct.
Thank you.
No, I think that is more correct. That is fair.
The reality is, organizations like yours
music.
that
And the
continue
echo.
to spread
Yours.
misinformation and disinformation. I won't call it a media organization. Your group of individuals need to take accountability for the polarization that we're seeing in this country. And
It's disappointing to see
This is pretty boss. I like it.
peddling rebel media, conspiracy theories.
They're not wrong.
Perspective sur ton organisation hier soir, j'ai plus rien à dire.
You censorious thug! You physically assaulted me! And so did you! And so did this.
Oh no.
The likes of CBC and the other members of the media party, they're in there, they're reporting in the warmth, but they can't even give us the opportunity to ask one bloody question on a public sidewalk. This story was originally about a double standard in terms of warning Canadians not to have Christmas while our PM has a merry old time in here, but now it's become much more. It has become his security detail, these cowards, these censorious thugs.
So
God, this music is just, yeah.
I know, it's just so much fucking metal.
Oh, I love it.
My video
Bring it
feed
over.
hid Menzies' face being crushed. I mean, we're gonna get a lot of David Menzies' face being crushed, so I don't know if it's. I am sorry that we missed at least one face crushing because of my video feed. So I apologize there. But it's like the mashup with like.
What is this? Are you guys kidding me?
You have neurocommunism. All right, that sounds like that won't be a troll, but who knows? Maybe maybe it will. Welcome, neurocommunism. This is a war on Christmas, baby. It's a metal Christmas, if anything.
Metalness.
Just such epic fucking music. But you got the gist. He was trying to ask a question. He's mad. He claims that he's mad that I guess Trudeau is doing things with families for Christmas, but he's telling other people not to or something. I don't know. Pretty incoherent. Not that I stay up on all the news, but like, has Trudeau coming out, like, has he told people not to have Christmas with your family?
Don't think
No.
so. I think it's been like whatever local health unit or like public health in your area has like been like putting its own recommendations of like what's going on as far as like risk and all that. But
Don't ask me. I can't listen to his voice without going into convulsions.
I mean, it just says Omicron COVID-19 variant outlook for Canada has feds very concerned. Okay.
That's okay. That's like a neutral take on it, like, or like not so negative, but not. I don't know. It's weird.
Tells me there's a lot of inactivity here. It's like we're just. Listen, we're the liberals, okay? We just want to express that we are very concerned.
If you didn't get the
That's fair.
vaccine, okay, don't worry.
You were going to say something, Muto?
I said thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
Thoughts and prayers. It definitely was Toronto. That is the correct location of the brutal assault against our young boy David Menzies.
Standard in terms of warning Canadians not to have Christmas while our PM has a merry old time in here, but now it's become much more. It has become his security detail, these cowards, these censorious thugs, stopping the practice of journalism, not on private property, but on a sidewalk and stopping it with brutality.
Am I under arrest?
Ooh,
Wow.
Spicy.
He's bringing it out outdoor voice.
I gotta say, since Censorious Thugs does have a nice ring to it, it'd be a good band.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I just, again, kudos to the editor for adding the echo to David's yell at the end there. I swear to me.
Stopping it with brutality.
Am I under arrest?
Am I under arrest? They were like, how do we make that sound have much more heft to it than David Menzies losing his voice initially when he yelled that. So fun.
Gotta make it sound guttural.
Fun, fun, fun. Now we'll see where we're off to here. Oh, we got to go to standwithdavid.com to help us fit back. Because, of course, they're like, and now we need your email information so we can solicit you for donations.
I want to see this now.
You're going to talk about replacing your watch, though.
Hello,
Oh,
Hilda
really?
Beast.
Tell them it's a Rolex.
And I love, like, they even have, like, what is this? It's, like, not the normal, like, Rebel News logo. It's, like, it's got to be all, like, gray and mysterious. Ooh.
Grim Noir.
I think I've already said, but hello, Hilda Beast. Hello.
Hey, Hilda.
Hilda Beast. By the way, Hilda Beast, we're watching David Menzies get brutally assaulted by Trudeau's RCMP. Is what we are watching.
Well, folks, it is now about 9:30.
The
It's
music.
approximately an hour after that vicious assault that happened to me. I'm putting my hands up. I know this looks a little gross.
So let's see that again. Now again.
I mean, yeah, that's a scrape.
Give me some ketchup.
This
Stat.
It doesn't like.
Oh no, he's got both knuckles. Yeah, okay. Yeah, a little bit.
It looks like
there.
if you clean it up, it wouldn't be that bad. I mean, it looks like scratched up.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, he's an old man. This could like the damage to the skin could be hard or whatever. But maybe the police shouldn't be doing this. I'll just say it. Maybe the police shouldn't be doing this.
I think, yeah, I don't want to defend either Menzies or the police in that respect, but like both parties can do a little better. I think.
I was thinking about this before the stream. As much as I want to be consistent on like, against like police brutality and just policing in general. I mean, Menzies has used up any well of empathy I might have ever had for him in all the clips I've watched. Like I call me a shitty leftist. I don't give a shit, David.
No, I think the way to frame it in my head is that it's like I have no empathy for what he's experiencing, given how shitty he is. But I don't, and we'll get to some of it, but I don't think the police acted. For one, they didn't optically act the best here. But like two, I don't want them to behave the way they did to Menzies to anyone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I'd rather not sanction them the ability to do this, like regardless. Even though we are gonna laugh that it happened to him because fuck David Menzies. I have
for sure.
no empathy for this happened to him.
My head knows better, but my heart is so glad this happened.
There's also kind of like the other point too. It's like whether or not he has a microphone in his hand and he's whatever he's trying to do as a job, quote unquote. He's also like going up in their faces. He's trying they're bodyguards. If you're going up in any bodyguard's face like that, or even worse or less or whatever, like they're going to get a little like pushback.
This guy ever
Can
a
you
bar before?
Yeah, that's what I mean too. It's like I've seen bouncers like pitch somebody out for even less than this.
And
tell Menzies not to go to Jack's in London.
And we will get to the point where we'll address the like context of like what led, because again, notice how they have to frame all this beforehand so we can get the feels for David Menzies when we don't know why what we're witnessing happening to him happened. All it looks to like so far from what we've seen is a bunch of people just randomly like assaulted him, right? But why? I mean, and we will address that question. I next want to address the fact that people are chatting about this in chat, and I had similar thoughts, which is like, it's snowing. It's been mild out there for a while. There's no way that this was filmed in Toronto recently.
Well, they had to get all this editing in. They had to do all the editing,
It's either that or they were like figuring out some like legal issues for it. But this is clearly like 2 weeks old. It's got to be two weeks old.
Mm-hmm.
Snowing in Toronto.
Jody.
Yeah.
Did you check the Stand with David section of the Rebel site yet, or is that going to come up? Because I'm looking at it right now.
No. Why? Does it give you a date?
Stand with David, fundraiser, petition. There's a petition. There's a petition. Their goal is 15,000 signatures, and they've got 10,115 as of current.
Well, yeah. Stand with David.
And yeah, oh my God, yeah.
And they're fundraising towards their legal fees for like suing them, and they were like most of the way to their $75,000 goal already.
So it does say this happened on December 9th, and yet they managed to like keep it under wraps, and they didn't release it till like yesterday.
There's a court file. What is this? We filed a lawsuit. Oh, this is the lawsuit they had. Okay.
So they did file a lawsuit. So that was probably what they were setting up.
They showed it on the site here, yeah.
Because they didn't release this video until they filed the lawsuit.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Interesting.
Make it official.
But yeah, it says on the website that December 9th is when it happened.
Oh my God, I like this part in the lawsuit. It's like the parties, section 3. Mr. Menzies is a 30-year-old veteran reporter with Ryerson journalism degree who has reported on the ground across Canada and internationally on issues affecting Canadians.
Yeah, Ezra has
still calling it Ryerson.
Cringe.
Yeah, Ezra does mention all the time that he's the only one on his staff that actually has a journalism degree. And of course, it was from X University.
Oh, he's a contributor. Okay. Oh, sorry, I'm just getting a little sidetracked.
And I love the cameo by Lincoln J here. It's been a while since we've gotten some Lincoln J, so you could tell, like, unlike some of the other talent, he lacks a certain charisma. But welcome. But yes, out of all the things, we're gonna get another claim to injuries for David, but like this is the hand injury, so we'll see what else follows up with that. But
looks a little gross. These are the bloody hands. I got a bit of a headache because they bounced my head off a fence. Here's our ace cameraman, Lincoln.
I love.
Yeah, like.
I love
that. I could agree. That's a little rough, but yeah.
Aside from the roughness, it's the editing. Like, you know in cartoons when the character slams their head on the ground and then there's like multiples of them as they like they lose their vision or whatever. Look how they edited this.
Off a fence.
Boom, and then like.
Oh wow, busy,
wasted. Yeah, this is what took the time of the editing. I'm telling you.
Yeah, they're earning that paycheck.
They're like, how do we capture the essence of hitting your head? Let's make it go to black and white and have like multiples of them.
Yeah, that's pretty spot on in the effects department. I'll give them that.
I like the added photography effect. Yeah, it's to suck in those extra few subs, Hildy. And he's doing astral projection. I hope he's astrally projecting. Maybe he would change his personality when he rediscovers who he truly is.
What Menzies doesn't realize is he chose this life in the spirit world.
All right, Carlin, but still, I think, you know what? There's a way in which I do think. How many times does this happen to Menzies? You know what I mean? They make it sound like this is almost the first time he's been assaulted. Back in the 2019 election, he was bumped by the conservative campaign bus, and they wouldn't stop talking about it. So
heck, just even in the last like year or so, like just like after COVID started, like he was going at it for a while, right?
When he bought like steel-toed boots because a RCMP officer stepped on his toe at one of the campaign events.
Okay, that's smart.
That was one of the first streams I ever watched of yours. When you were covering him getting his steel-toe boots.
So, he's been through a lot. And the thing is, like, again, it feels like Ezra I don't want to be conspiratorial. I don't know if they sit around thinking this through, but it feels to me that they know there's this like interaction here of like, we will send David out there, he will get into an altercation, and then we'll use the altercation to drive clicks. It might not even be like well thought out, but they realize that this happens, and so like he'll take certain risks in certain circumstances, Let's go on. Let's see where this goes.
Our ace cameraman, Lincoln J, he was recording everything. Lincoln, did you suffer any injuries?
No injuries myself. Okay, just looks like you got some injuries there on your hands. Doesn't look pretty.
I want to reiterate that we were standing on a sidewalk. We were not causing any interference to anyone. I never even saw the Prime Minister's face. I can't even tell you which of the SUVs he came out of. If anyone was causing interference, it was his goon squad. Excuse me, man, when's Prime...
So we got the claim there. They were just standing on the sidewalk. They weren't interfering with anything. Okay, so that's the claim from David. Now we're going to get some weird, I don't know why it has to be black and white, but it's like, I guess they were like evidence that we were harassing people prior to the event starting. I don't
No, it's another editing choice. Memories are always black and white or in sepia.
True.
We're going for a Dark City vibe.
Hey, he's got that hat, so he's going to go with the black and white feel.
He interviewed Jay to bring more attention to himself. Well, Jay's just the camera, dude. Jay might have, Lincoln Jay might have edited this. This could be Lincoln Jay's handiwork.
There's just multiple editors.
Yeah, true. They got the whole staff.
Trudeau showing you.
I'm not sure.
Why is he always late? No? Okay. Hey, sir, where's Prime Minister Trudeau tonight? Why is he always late?
Just
Merry
dudes on the
Christmas.
street?
So
Oh my
these are
God.
people attending the event. But what's also with the music choice? It's like this weird kind of like
that
creepy
was-
piano.
That guy had an earpiece though, didn't he?
This person?
So he's
No,
yeah, he is. That looked like an earpiece on his left ear.
that's Mask.
Why is he always late?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He's detail, or at least something like that.
But I love I love his like question to all of them is like, why is Trudeau always late? Politicians are always late to these events. If you've been to, like, here's the thing is he should know, he's probably attended more events than just Trudeau's. They're always late to these events.
Yeah, there's multiple reasons why that's a thing.
Yeah, because like you get caught up in like they got to do multiples of these stops a day, so of course it's like it takes up time. People ask you questions. It's just takes a while for you to
Or
get to
even
all the
let's-
events.
Like even just
Yeah.
like not necessarily conspiratorially either, but like let's look at like from this point of view, it's like that from a security detail, it's like there's usually delays for like dealing with stuff like this, or like even just like giving guys like this the slip. It's the way it goes.
And there could be some like, again, don't read this as me saying it's okay what the police did here, but there's an element in which they could be on heightened attention, given the fact that you had all those people at the rallies during the election campaign, all the anti-vaxxers and stuff like this. So there could be this like the throwing of rocks at Trudeau, right? So they could be at like a certain degree of attention here that might not have existed prior to those things happening. I still don't think that justifies their overreaction, which I still think when we get to this, I think might be a bit of an overreaction, but like just for some background. It's not like there's no precedent here of people like trying to get at Trudeau,
Well, even from a less like harmful angle too, like prime ministers have been pied in the face, so it's a thing that happens.
I still remember
that they
when
have to like deal with.
Jean Chrétien choked out the person who like pied him.
Oh God.
I can't remember if it was pied or whatnot, but he choked out the guy after doing it.
It was funny when he got pied. It was funny when he kind of lunged at him.
Jody's showing his true colors and siding or justifying the actions of the RCMP. Well, this is the thing that just frustrates me generally. And again, this is like the boring hypocrisy gotcha, right? But it's like, they're going to stand here and defend fucking David Menzies for this? And the RCMP overreaction to this? When it's like, where are they? If anything, they tell the RCMP to be more brutal in dealing with the wet sweating than they already are brutal towards the wet sweating. So it's like, it's just fucked up. It's fucked up. Here we go.
Merry Christmas.
Happy
holidays.
Yeah, I wonder if the Merry Christmas was a subtle like War on Christmas thing. It was like, I'm gonna say Merry Christmas because I know your boss Trudeau wants you to say Happy Holidays.
Well, he is a rebel after all.
Yeah,
I'll say it's more like trying to be like a passive aggressive.
that's probably a part of it too.
Huh?
I'm a journalist.
So, okay. So we got the first bit of evidence here. They're waiting for the motorcade to come, and it's clear that Lincoln J is on the road where the motorcade is supposed to be going, and he is told to get off the road. So that is the first indication of something happening there, right?
Uh-oh.
Huh?
Look, you hear it.
Huh? Yeah, you'd like to see that.
So then this guy says, you're going to get hit by a car. And David Menzies responds, yeah, you'd like to see that, wouldn't you? Or something like that, right? So you could see that what David is presenting here is some kind of antagonism, right? He clearly is going to be an antagonistic agent of some kind because he's already like getting in a fighting stance with the RCMP here by saying, you want to see me. Yeah. They're trying to be nice to a certain degree, saying we don't want you to get hit by a car. Really, it's just to make way for the motorcade. And David's response is, you would like to see me get hit by it, wouldn't you?
Basically, lol, piss off.
Yeah.
Look around. Huh? Yeah, you'd like to see that.
I wouldn't like to see that at all.
Yeah, he wouldn't like to see that. That's true. He'd be a witness.
It's a lot of paperwork, he says. Jesus Christ.
Now, this is the part where we're left with our imagination. Because for whatever reason, Lincoln's not looking in the right direction. And nor is anyone else. And so we don't get to see what happens here. Just watch this again.
Yeah. Things around.
And now David is being tackled. What are we supposed to do with that? It could be that he was trying to push past the RCMP, being aggressive, which was already like indicating, thus sort of like being the starting domino of this overreaction that's going to occur to it. Because granted, this old dude's going to do fucking nothing, you know? I don't think the RCMP needed to beat the shit out of him. Well, they didn't beat the shit out of him. They like shoved him against a wall, which is still not polite, not nice. I don't like when police do that generally. But it's like we don't get to see what caused this or created this incident. Even if they have footage, we don't see it.
Yeah, for journalists, it's not shown. That's kind of interesting.
Lincoln J got sleepy. I think here's where it gets tricky. I don't think like Lincoln J like intentionally did anything, because what happens at this moment, as you can see doors opening here, this is the moment that Trudeau arrived. Okay? So as we see the scuffle unfold, you're actually going to hear somebody yell out, "Oh, hi, Trudeau." Okay? So as Menzies is getting his face pushed against the wall, Justin Trudeau walks past this, okay? We don't even see Trudeau walking past this, but it's clear he would have it would have been in his periphery in some capacity.
Oh my God. Trudeau got to see something that all of us didn't because of this shitty camera work.
Yeah.
Boo.
Get off me. Hey, I can... Hey, this is assault. Move. I'm on a side. What is this? I'm on a sidewalk.
I'm on a sidewalk.
I am on a sidewalk. What is this? You cannot touch me. No rushing order. Hey.
I find this fascinating too. So they're being aggressive to Menzies here, and then for some reason, I don't know why, Lincoln J gets the bright idea of like, we need another angle, and runs around the police officers beating up David Menzies to get a different angle.
Oh my God.
Watch this.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding?
I don't think they're kidding.
Yeah.
You can't. Am I under arrest?
Like, watch this.
Am I under arrest?
Oh, yeah.
Am I under arrest?
Because
like, otherwise you have no rights.
And I wonder, part of me wonders that he did that because he's like, I want to try to get a shot of Trudeau, okay?
Oh my God. This is kind of a shitty angle too, though, because you got all the lights facing the lens. So it's like
that's why
lighting.
I'm like, honestly, he's just trying to get a shot of Trudeau here. He doesn't get it, but like I think that was the intention. Because I think this is right around when you hear the person go like, "Hi, Trudeau."
He's not tall enough.
So did you hear it there? Hi, Prime Minister Trudeau.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I will pay to see this all.
So, so my guess is he's now like, while he's coming out of his vehicle and entering the building, that's what's happening to David Menzies, right? Fucking in front of him.
Trudeau is in play.
Oh my god. He's trying to get lens flare like J.J. Abrams. Yeah, yeah.
Do you think Trudeau knows? Like, I know he knows Rebel, obviously, but do you think he knows who Menzies is? Do you think he like noticed this happening?
I'd say yes.
Yeah, I think he knows all of them.
Like he's got security briefs and detail and all that, and like
Yeah, he probably gets a daily briefing on like who said his name.
You want to? So, speaking of like Trudeau's awareness to this situation, it just for some reason it sparked a memory to this. I can't remember what. I don't even think it was an election. Stephen Harper. This was back when I was just out of high school, living in Cambridge. Harper's prime minister, and I get news that Stephen Harper was going to be at the Armenian Center in Cambridge. And I'm like, I gotta go to the mall anyways. I'm gonna drive by, see what's up. You know what I mean? So I'm driving by, and I noticed that as I'm driving by the Armenian Center, they're out in the courtyard doing like a photo op. And it was Stephen fucking Harper. So I laid on the horn, and he turned around and looked, and I gave him the finger.
Attaboy.
And he literally, like, the best part is I knew that like he saw it because he was looking kind of like interested, and then did like a.
Aww.
And then I drove away.
That's amazing, Jody. I'm so jealous. I wish I had done that.
Yeah, it was a moment I was very proud. You know, everything happened so fast. Like I don't even think I had a cell phone back then. So, it is what it is. I have no video evidence this has happened, but I get to live with the memory that occurred, and I got to experience it. So.
You flipped off the PM. Good on you.
And
Good on you.
It's flipping him off, and I know that he knew that I flipped him off, which is my favorite part. And there's a part of me that enjoys knowing that Trudeau might have witnessed this firsthand. Regardless of how I feel about Trudeau, there's a subtle enjoyment I get of the Prime Minister walking past us going,
Oh, okay. No, that's what I kind of mentioned too. It's like, fuck, Trudeau got to see this in person, front row seat and all that.
What happens to be this? what is going on?
What's going on here? Wait a minute, that voice.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of familiar. What is this?
What are you kidding me? Who says "Are you kidding me" all the time? What's? Oh my god.
Yeah, I kind of like. You kind of have to like assume that like Trudeau would know Menzies or like at least some of the bigger names in the rebel ecosphere.
Well, I mean, like he's been harassing Trudeau through the campaign, so.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Yeah. So it's a recency effect as well, you know. But let's see where this goes. All right. See, I feel like Lincoln Jay tried. You notice how Lincoln Jay was like, "Oh, Trudeau's coming, so I'm going to try to get the shot of Trudeau," and they force him back. So there was a moment where Lincoln Jay was just like, the most important thing to capture in this moment is not the fact that the RCMP are beating up my colleague, but the fact that the Prime Minister is entering there. So I.
You gotta get him in scene.
Yeah.
But like even then too, it's like their cameras, only so good lighting. So you got the security detail bouncing you around. Like obviously you can't get close to the PM for obvious reasons, and bad film.
What are you talking about?
Viking man. I love how many times your critiques end when.
Yeah,
It's disappointment. It's just disdain and
No, I love
disappointment.
it. I
for this
love
shit.
it.
Come on.
See,
Do
I
better.
don't. I actually don't have disappointment. I feel like this is like guerrilla journalism. You know what I mean? This is rebel
No, you could do
journalism, all
guerrilla
right? It's
journalism, but
grainy.
you could do it better
it's dirty.
than this. Come on.
You know, they're like in a war zone here. All right. David Menzies is under assault.
Streets
is
of Toronto.
It's like we're watching like
Tirana.
Cloverfield. You know?
Blair Witch Project 2.
Yeah. I know for a fact that the RCMP security detail keeps files on protesters and anyone that comes into contact with them. Well, I mean, not to mention
Yeah,
David
makes sense.
Menzies. David Menzies has been charged several times by attending some of the anti-vaccine protests.
And he's
I'm
been
looking
pretty
forward to
hands-on with
joining that
stuff.
list.
What was that, Muta?
I said I'm looking forward to joining that list.
For attending anti-vaccine protests?
Oh no, just
Oh, yeah.
protests in general. If the RCMP doesn't like.
Fair.
Get off of me!
Guys, relax.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
So,
Okay, the editors failed here. Fuck them. They lost me.
But notice as well that the RCMP immediately pulled away once Trudeau was inside the building.
Yeah,
So I guess before we hear Ezra speak here for a few seconds, I just want to like address the like whether we feel this was justified or not, to what extent. Like, I don't know, like your thoughts, because I still feel that it was a bit of an overreaction.
Going back on like again, it's like it's a high profile like person to like protect, whether they're bodyguards, whether they're RCMP, whether it's other whatever secret detail they have. It's something that they're going to be touchy, and for a certain justified reason, they're going to get a little agitated and more hands-on with whoever's getting within X amount of distance of whatever person they're guarding, right? So it's understandable why they're acting like this.
Well, I think initially we have to speculate on whether or not these RCMP people know who Menzies is. Because if not, then I don't know. Because like if they do know who he is, then they probably should know that he's not going to actually be a threat to Trudeau, and they're probably just be like, this is a good excuse to fuck this guy.
That's the thing too, is like where I could be of the belief that they wouldn't know who he is or who the rebel is necessarily.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I don't think they know who he is, which makes me think that it's not that unjustified because they don't know what this guy's going to do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
but
and
that's the other thing
especially
too.
He is the head of the state. Like, as much as I don't like Trudeau, he is like the head of state of our entire country. Like,
and there's the aspect in which like how like was he trying to push through them after already sounding antagonistic and after already antagonizing people as they were entering the venue? Like,
yeah,
there's an element in which they might be on heightened alert. I still think like they could have just like I wonder if part of, and now again, this isn't justifying it, but I wonder if in their minds, part of what they're doing here is going, we're going to get him up against a wall and make sure that he doesn't have a weapon on him or something. Otherwise, they should have just they could have just pushed him away. You know what I mean? Like, rather than have three of them hold him up against a fence. Like, that's the thing. Like, it just seems like there's some of it just seems like, even if they were worried about him, it seems a bit unjustified. Like, it's just a little too over the top.
If I look at it from, or try and look at it from their perspective too, it's like, if they're trying to just make sure that he's not an issue so long as the PM's in the area, then putting up against the wall and just basically putting their weight on him until Trudeau goes into the building. Like, once he's out of the street, then it's more or less clear, right?
Yeah. I just I guess
from a strategic point, sorry.
Yeah, no, and part of me is just I don't think they should do that. I realize, he's a high priority target, all this stuff that Muta said, but it's I don't know. I'm also just fuck it. Trudeau needs to live with some risk,
From the idealistic standpoint, it's you don't really want to do that too, but from the practical aspect, is their job is to make sure the PM doesn't get accosted or assaulted.
I love Eric.
Menzies is being the person being like he's being belligerent to these guys to whatever degree that may be, they're considering him a threat. So they have to do what they can. And that what they did may be a bit over, but it's not like they're not putting his knee or their knee down on his neck, right?
Eric says, I'm sure they wanted to rough up the old guy at least a little bit.
Well, Nam says that they think that they do know who he is, and I guess if they're assigned to Trudeau's detail, then yeah, they might know who he is. But I don't think that, like, in general, like, officers of the RCMP necessarily know who David Menzies is. I don't know. I just don't want to believe he has that much notoriety.
I mean, but this is
It's
the other
not something
part.
that we would have that information for us, obviously, but a reasonable assumption is they have a security detail, like any briefs, they would be privy to that.
Even as Two Cars says here, like, David Menzies is a threat to no one. Like, that's the other part too. He's clearly like this, like, 70-year-old man, 60 to 70-year-old man, like, doing this. Like, it's just like there's an element in which, again, no sympathy towards Menzies. It's just like there's elements here in which I think that the RCMP just overreacted just a little bit, you know? All they could have done was pushed him back, and they would have gotten the same result. But instead, by going this far, it's given, like, Ezra, like, a big PR boost before the Christmas break. You know what I mean? All they had to do was just push him out of the way, like they've done throughout the entire election cycle, because that's all they did to him before. Remember the whole steel toe incident? All that happened there was he tried to nudge in, and they just pushed him away, and one of them accidentally stepped on his foot. Right? So there's, like, just an element in which, like, this reaction was unnecessary. It was just a little over the top, you know? Now, of course, like, he didn't, he got a few scratches on his hand, or maybe more if, as we'll get to Ezra now, because Ezra's going to claim, I think, is it here or later? I can't remember. Maybe it's later, but we'll keep watching. There could be more injuries, is what I'm saying.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm Ezra Levant, the president of Rebel News. I'm David's boss. What happened to David is unacceptable. I want to let you know that I am not standing for it. Please watch to the end of this video. Well, I'll show you what we're going to do about it. Thanks, and back to the shocking story.
I love that. They're like, you know, we got to interrupt the flow of this video just so I could tell people, stick around, please, because we have some directions of things that you can do. Once you're so agitated now, but I realize we got more to show, but we want you to stick around, okay? We'll get there. This isn't a shoot, it's a work. I'm a Menzies truther now? Truth about what? Oh, it's an inside job. Oh, it's a Christmas present to Rebel News. I get it. Okay. Okay. All right.
That's all recorded.
Oh, the music comes back?
You're a thug. You're a thug. What are your names? Give me your name and your badge number.
I mean, also a bad look to point to the one black RCMP officer and refer to him as the thug. Just saying.
We're dealing with Menzies. He's not good with optics.
Yep.
Give me your name and your
He's
badge
like,
number.
Sorry, was that muted?
He has the entire moral high ground here in his mind, and he's like, nah, I'm still gonna antagonize the black guy.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. Give me your name and your badge number. Hold on.
Come over here. Get your hands off! You have no right to put your hands on me on a public sidewalk.
Love this tune.
He's rattled.
Am I under arrest? Because you're not answering. You physically assaulted me, and so did you. And so did this guy.
The metal.
Move your hand out of my face.
Boy!
Move your hand out.
Guys.
You had your hand on my throat.
There it is.
There, what was?
The boy.
Does he say boy?
Yeah, that's why I kind of debated too.
It sounds like he just says you. Just sounds like you to me. Let's listen to that again.
Move your hand out.
You're doing it again.
Move your hand out of my face.
Boy!
Move your hand out.
Guys.
Or what?
He says why. He says why.
Okay.
Why?
He says
Okay.
why.
Because, like, saying boy there just didn't make sense to me, and every time I heard it, like, it didn't sound like boy.
Mm-hmm.
Why makes sense?
Boy!
Why? I mean, part of it is, like, you have to like, I've listened to a lot of Menzies, you know? I feel like boy would have been more like articulated.
You're doing it again. Move your hand out of my face. Boy! Move your hand
Guys. Yeah, why? Okay.
What's your problem?
What's your problem? God, even oh my god, like he's being really combative too.
Granted, he was just assaulted by the RCMP.
Oh I'm not trying to discount that either too. But like,
We need some predictions though. We need some predictions on David Menzies' heart rate right now.
Too high. It's dangerous. It's
His doctor is not happy.
No.
Right. Also, is that the Canadian way? What is the Canadian way?
Yes, like I think this is some standby or like person watching, and then Lincoln J is like talking to him.
Some random.
You witnessed that. Oh, I know.
No pussy.
100%.
Did he say a hundo or 100?
I don't.
He said hundo. He said hundo pussy. Like he was gonna say hundy p and hundo percent, and he tripped it up and said pussy. I think hundo.
I'm pretty sure this guy's drunk.
So am I.
What time was this at?
It's dark. I mean, it could be 5 p.m.
You witnessed that. Oh, I know. That was aggressive.
Yeah, I was aggressive.
Definitely though, pussy is right though, right? You guys hear that?
Yeah, it could have been percent, but he slurred his words. But yeah.
What about his watch? What about his watch and his phone?
Yeah. How about that? Are you gonna pay for that?
Guys.
Are you gonna pay for that?
Excuse me, I just have a question. Are you guys gonna do anything about the watch? What does he do about it? Does he just get a new like? Who pays for that?
Someone please think about his watch.
Journalism.
You can't touch me if I'm not under arrest.
I love like part of it is like the assault already occurred and like they keep going though. You know, they're now standing in front of the door. And they're like, why would you let me in? I have a question. Let me in. That's close to Regent Park being under the influence is a possibility. Fair.
I haven't touched you. I'm standing at the door. Okay, stand at the door. I have, and I'm like the trained seal you are.
Like the trained seal.
Oh my god.
Your boys would not approve of.
Again, the thugs landing on the black dude. Not always the greatest.
Not the best optics for sure.
No, they would not. Would your friends approve of this?
What the hell were you thinking?
Would your mother and father approve of that? No.
Would your mommy and daddy say yes to this or no?
Just you know, a cab, but like I feel deeply. Like this guy just like
I consider like again from a bouncer standpoint, that's kind of like where I consider these guys to be on like as far as their job right now. They're bouncers. They're not like going out and shooting anybody directly, right? Like that's anyways.
Yes.
Yeah.
But still. I mean, like the just the way that they're treating this person, you could tell he's just like, I should do more than just rough you up inside the building right now. Oh my god. Yes, this man looks not super thrilled with Menzoid is a good way of putting it, Eric.
Looking directly at the camera phone is a boss move, though. I'll give him that.
Oh. Huh? What were you thinking? Oh, you're not a tough guy now, eh?
What's he gonna do? He's just asking questions, and that's how he gets treated?
And you? Not a tough guy now, right? The big galoot.
They're just asking questions.
Enough, let's just go.
Jacking off.
Lincoln J, though. That's enough, David. David, we gotta go. Come on, David.
Wait, the camera guy's saying like we got to pack up? Oh my god.
He's realized
They've gone too far away.
He's scared. He's scared. Lincoln J's scared.
Unbelievable. Where?
You seem to be distracted. I just want to talk to you.
Talk right now.
Okay, you know the preemp's here. You're obviously obstructing the motorcade. That's why you're...
No, not obstructing the motorcade.
No, that's
you
not
are
your...
a lying liar, and we have it on video. I was on the sidewalk all the time.
That's your opinion.
No, that's my fact, and we have it on 2 cameras.
They have a job to do.
Now again, we do not have it on 2 cameras because they didn't show it on the video.
You've heard of 2 cars. What about 2 cameras?
Oh. Throwback to the fans. Oh my god, 2 cameras. This was approximately 8:30 p.m. according to the lawsuit. Fair. Are these real people? Who? David Menzies or the RCMP? Because frankly, I want to say neither of them are real. This is all some elaborate ruse that we have to suffer through. Where's Menzies' hockey stick that used to extend to his microphone? I think they gave that up once they thought that the pandemic wasn't real. And then, because that was only for the first 2 months of the pandemic. And then he went full, it's all not real. And we can go mask free and not get vaccinated.
And you were obviously obstructing the motorcade. Yeah. That's why they told you to leave, and you weren't responding to them. So
we are gonna get to know each other intimately in court, my friend. You are gonna be charged with assault. You had no right to put your hands on me without me being under arrest. You should know that. And I want your name and I want your badge number right now.
Oh wait.
See, it couldn't have been boy earlier because you heard the badge number. Like there's a
yeah. He built up some air pressure behind that plosive.
Yeah. But this is another thing that annoys me here. I don't know what protocol is, but it seems like they should just give Menzies the badge number at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
And they're not going to do it. And maybe it's because they're filming, but like I still think that's like bad form. Just give him your fucking badge number. Like you've already like the PM is secured. You have some time. Just like I don't know. Bad form.
Okay, hold on here.
Wait, you keep saying, hold on. Give me that information.
This is what I was telling
you. Wait, I can't say what? That neither of them are real? You know what? They probably actually already do believe it. So it doesn't matter if I say it or not. I know that the bars in the area have CCTV, especially the hotel. Yeah, I mean, my guess is they're going to have footage of this. And who knows? Maybe we'll get to see it if it gets brought up in the lawsuit. RCMP are not obliged to give their badge number. I mean, I would say that that's a problem with the RCMP. Yeah, yeah. Like, we could say in this instance that, like, yeah, David is wrong in, like, insisting. But then I'm also like, maybe the RCMP should have that fucking policy. He has his hat back. It couldn't be gone for good.
That too.
The man never puts his mic down. No, I mean David Menzies is on like the one thing that you can say about him is he can quickly pull that fucking cell phone out. He's ready to go. He's always firing on like all cylinders to get that shot, you know? The other ironic thing is we almost never get camera footage. It's always like it's almost like they never ever use it. It's only there for like intimidation purposes or like something else because in the end, whenever we watch these videos, we almost never see it from like David Menzies' handheld camera angle. Just an interesting little thing to notice.
There was just that one like still that they mixed in the trailer, like the phone's like looking
that was
up
like
at him against
below
the wall.
Yeah, like because it was to show that the phone fell on the ground.
Okay, get this out of my face first.
No, I'm not getting it out of your face.
The conversation is going to stop until this is out of my face.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So we can talk after about the watch and the phone.
Yeah.
When this is off, I said.
No. That's not what. You want to cover it? How do you put your hands on somebody that's not under arrest, sir? What is your name and your badge number?
The music. I love the music.
Well, you tell to the cops. When we were giving our police report, Justin Trudeau happened to come out with it.
Feels like this is being like performed by like John Williams, like we're watching the guy who composed the Star Wars theme music.
Figure if you do like a proper like cropping of this video, you can make it look like he's like talking to cops, like he's some sort of PI, like looking for evidence or on something.
Yeah.
Shout
out to Pizza Nova, free advertising.
Hey.
Ba Pizza Nova.
Pizza Nova. Don't forget the Liberty Shop too.
Yeah, but I don't know a theme song for Liberty Shop. I mean, I barely knew the theme song to Pizza Nova. But shout out to our corporate overlords. There we go.
Justin Trudeau happened to come out with his entourage from the restaurant, and we went up to him to scrum him, and we were allowed to do so.
It's right there. Justin!
Hey, Mr. Prime Minister!
Okay. So David Menzies got roughed up.
He's going.
He got roughed up because he wanted to ask Trudeau a question and he didn't get to do it. So now he's been roughed up, and this is his second chance. He gets another chance to yell a question to Justin Trudeau. What question is he going to yell now that he has the chance to do it? What is going to be his question?
Get your redemption.
Who's your makeup artist?
Yeah, that's a good guess. Product placement?
It's a terrible guess. You don't have to.
I can't think of anything funny right now. Shit.
I'll tell you what. There's an element in which, of course, he would ask this question. There's an other element where I'm like, why would you ask this question?
Is it something to do with China?
It has something to do with China.
Yes.
Can we say Merry Christmas is another good guess, actually.
Viking. That was a snipe.
Hey, Trudeau, is Jesus the reason for the season? You know what? I would have been, if it would have been a Christmas thing, appreciated it. I guess further, now that we know that it's China, what do you think he's going to ask about China?
Oh, geez, I don't know. About those troops? It's wintertime. It's a year later.
That's a good guess. It's not about the troops.
Damn it.
Okay, one more.
I'm coming up blank. I got nothing.
All right, here we go. Once he says it, you know, you see this coming.
Why are you telling Canadians to stay at home, but you're going to a party? I'm not touching you.
Ooh.
Wait.
Mr. Trudeau, is it one roll for thee, one roll for me? Justin!
Okay. It's gonna be another one. I know it's coming.
Mr. Trudeau, why can you go to a Christmas party, but you're telling Canadians to not go?
War on Christmas.
Mr. Trudeau, do you still have a admiration for the basic dictatorship of China?
Oh my god, they're still doing this shit. Also, they said we're going to ask a question. Now they answered what, like 5?
Yeah, I know. I forgot about all the other questions because as soon as I heard him asking about Chinese basic dictatorship, I lost it. I was just like, "Fuck yeah!"
Oh my god,
let's bring it back.
I was thinking way too like granular. It's just like, do you like China? Was the fucking question?
No, it was like, you know that clip we play of Trudeau nonstop on our fucking shows? For like every time we bring up China and Trudeau, we play that basic dictatorship clip. Please, do you still believe that you admire the basic dictatorship?
Like, how long ago was that again?
Oh my god, that would have been, I think, the 2015 run. Like, that was before he was prime minister.
Oh my god, that's old. Oh man.
They've milked that clip so much. They play it constantly. Constantly. And I love, so like, they play it constantly such that, like, in a moment of like, I need a question. Do you still admire Chinese basic dictatorship?
Yeah, that's a stretch of a question.
Yeah. I mean, some of the others were a little bit more related to, I guess, why they were out here, because they want to be like, well, how come you get to like have Christmas dinner with your family, but you're telling other people not to? And hypocrisy. Oh my god, if he said, "Hey Trudeau, what's going on in Petawawa?" That'd be incredible.
I love it. Please do it.
Trudeau, do you remember that story that we broke over a year ago that no one cares about? And I'm not even going to reference the story. I'm just going to reference the city in which it occurred. And you should know what we mean. Trudeau?
No context provided? Come on, get it. You have to get it.
Oh my god.
Why couldn't this just happen before? Yeah. This could have been the circumstances before.
Maybe the thought running through his head is like, we could have just let him yell, and that's we didn't have to rough him up. Oh my god.
we could just stood here and just like stared.
Oh my god. Just asking questions indeed.
This is all we wanted to do. This is all we wanted to do.
This is all we wanted.
And we were assaulted.
Ask him about China.
Why couldn't his officers allow that in the first time? I'm sorry, I sound a little incoherent. It was a real stressful thing. Anyways.
Who's holding the camera right now? Who's holding the camera right now?
Mocha, maybe? I don't know. We just want to yell things at a car.
The other guy looks cold.
I have to say too, he nothing about it's possible he's suffering some kind of brain damage from this, but there's an element in which like this just sounds like David Menzies to me, you know?
Mild concussion.
Why couldn't
coming off
his
of an adrenaline
officers
high.
Because like I've
exactly, Hilda.
Menzies is never coherent. This is fine. This is normal. Well, I mean, that's the thing is that, like, right now, my grandma currently is someone suffering from like brain tumors, and like that is extreme brain damage, or not. Well, I mean, it's not at the level where it's like extreme, but it's like messing up the language centers of her brain, and there's like clear tells of like the like disconnect going on there. I've even seen people like hit their heads and become like discombobulated. But David just sounds like he's stumbling over his like words here, not like that he is suffering from some sort of like contusion in his brain or something.
Why couldn't his officers allow that in the first time? I'm sorry, I sound a little incoherent. It was a real stressful thing. Anyways, we're just documenting the time, the physicality.
This is completely unacceptable. They assaulted David for no reason other than their boss, Justin Trudeau, hates David and Rebel News. They smashed him against the fence. They pummeled him, and then they pretend.
That's why we're gonna show it over and over again. We're just gonna get that.
I just figured out who was filming him. It was that drunk guy who said it was.
Oh my God.
He's like, "Yo, I'll hold the camera, man."
Hell yeah. 100%.
See.
Pretended nothing was wrong. David was stunned psychologically by the outrage and the unfairness of the attack, but you could see he was also physically stunned. He wasn't talking right after it, if you noticed. He's since had to go to the doctor several times.
Several times.
Ezra just caught his first Menzies clip. He's like, "This isn't normal."
That explains the story we watched about the meters in the garage. He's just losing his mind. It's nothing to do with
Menzies. for your own health, I know you're not going to hear this, Menzies, but please retire. Enjoy life, what you have left on this planet. It's for your health. It's for your good. Please do it for all of us. Please.
Now, again, I'm sure what happened to him didn't feel nice. And like, he is an old man, so having your head pushed against the fence, not great. But this has like Andy No vibes to it. You know what I mean?
Big time. This is milkshake.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, he's milking for what, like, to think that like Menzies like pushing at the security detail like that and not expecting them to do some sort of like pushback on him is kind of ludicrous, I think, in my mind. But like, whatever response that he was expecting, I don't know if he was thinking he'd get something like this level or even maybe worse, but like, yeah, they're obviously using this footage for their benefit.
Oh yeah, he needs that fancy whiskey money for sure. I'm surprised, you know, if he did go to the doctor several times, I am surprised they didn't have any like, if part of me is like, if that's true, they would have had like shots of him in the hospital. You know what I mean? And like, maybe if they had like, because if they had like X-ray footage of his like head, they totally would have used it.
I think we have a problem though with that, because if besides not being able to film in the hospital or whatnot, well, pictures, I guess you could use that, but well, also they'd probably have to be wearing a mask.
True. Well, I'm just saying if they had like, I said X-ray, but I meant MRI. Let's be clear.
yeah, fair.
But either way, like, you know, if they had some sort of visual depiction of like, and they'll be like, look at the little bump, zoom in on the little bump. You know, they'll find ways to make normal looking head scan look more extreme. If he got a concussion, they would have reported it. No, exactly. That's my point. Like, they've totally milked that coverage nonstop. Michael Tressy, he was arrested at the Ann Coulter book signing because he was like, yeah, I remember that. But he also got in a fight with the, was it him that got in a fight with the congresswoman?
I think it was him, Maxine Waters. Yeah, I think it was him.
The CAT scan at MRI found that Menzies had no brain. There's nothing to document. No,
Nothing
but
to
see,
be concussed.
but if they had the scan that showed that nothing was there, they would have blamed that on the assault. You know what I mean?
They knocked the brains right out of it.
You gotta use that to your advantage, no matter what you find, you know?
Today, we filed a lawsuit against Trudeau's bodyguards, against the RCMP itself, and against the Attorney General. We are suing over this violence, but also that Trudeau personally whipped up his staff for 5 years by demonizing us and marginalizing us. It was completely foreseeable that the personal staff of Trudeau would get Trudeau's message and beat us up to please their boss.
Oh my God.
That would be a hard thing to prove in this lawsuit, would it? You would have to somehow connect, like, Trudeau. Like, I wonder if, like, part of the framing here is to try to get, like, discovery between, like, communications from Trudeau himself with the RCMP or something to show that Trudeau was specifically telling his RCMP units, like, look out for those rebel guys. You need to be really rough them up for me, all right? All right, boys? Get on out there and rough them up for me. Which, like, I highly doubt that Trudeau personally communicates with the security detail like that.
Probably also half the RCMP watches Rebel.
Oh, yeah, true. True.
Please go to standwithdavid.com to read the lawsuit for yourself, to sign our petition to the commissioner of the RCMP to suspend the 3 thugs who did this to David. And while you're there, if you can, please chip in to help us sue Trudeau's bullies. This isn't about money. It's about holding Trudeau's goons to account. A lawsuit like this,
trust me, it's not about money.
Cost us $75,000 in legal fees.
Not about money.
I stand with David, and if you do too, please go to standwithdavid.com.
It's purely because we care about David Menzies, which is why we constantly put him in harm's way. It has absolutely nothing to do with money, which is why we set up a website where there's a petition and you can solicit. We were soliciting your emails so we can send you mass mailings to get donations. It has nothing to do with money at all. Absolutely nothing.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I gotta chippy out of here. I have to get up in like 6 hours, so I'm gonna say goodnight. Chippies in chat, please, everyone.
We have reached the end anyways, so thank you for hanging around. Thank you.
Yee. Thanks for a fun time.
Oh my god. Chippies indeed. Chippies for everyone. Chippies for David. Chippies for David's brain.
Chippies for David's brain. All right, good night, friends.
Oh my god.
Have a good one.
This yeah, what do we do with this? I don't even. It's just amazing to me that they're gonna milk this for all that it's worth, and like, honestly, I don't know if some of the other arrests have had this much. I mean, I guess they really need to show up the like blood on his hands or whatever to like get to like create some sort of like visceral reaction of like, oh look, he cut himself. They pushed him against the fence and he cut himself. But like, I almost feel like when he was shoved down after harassing Ron McLean, that he was way more roughed up in that interaction. But I guess like that wasn't a case where they had enough like of a profile for it to matter. There's even the time,
and the time too. Yeah, like COVID kind of helped too, and yeah,
because that was pre-COVID. That was before COVID. I don't think it was during COVID, was it? When did John Cherry get fired? That was like, yeah, that was before COVID. That was before COVID.
Yeah, like just an early prior or.
And then, what was the other thing? There was the time when he got shoved by police, I think, during, I don't even think it was the police that shoved him, but it was like, it was at Adamson's barbecue, or whatever the fuck the place is called, and he got pushed and fell backwards onto the ground. And that looked, I mean, like, again, if him being pushed held against a fence is harmful, him falling backwards onto the ground is not great for a person his age. You know? I feel like he's been through some shit. And yet, like, they made it out like this was the worst thing that ever happened to him. And again, it's resting solely on the fact that they could construct the narrative that we just watched, right? It would be nothing if it was just like he antagonized, the interaction happened. But they framed this narrative. They used the clip that I said Trudeau, all those liberals that were promoting the fact that Trudeau made that stand during the first question at the French language debates. And he stated, well, I'm not even going to call you a media organization. They're going to milk that constantly now and claim that everything that happens to them is because Trudeau has it out to get them. Even though this shit was happening to them, the Conservatives hit him with their campaign bus in 2019. Okay? He was dejected from a Conservative campaign event in 2019. And as he left, he claims that the campaign bus ran into him. Okay? So, they didn't construct the narrative there that the Conservatives were out to get him. But yet they're doing it with Trudeau because they have the clips to do it.
Hello, my rebels. Hello, my rebels. I'm a good boy. I'm a weirdo.